Hi, this is Noma Dimitri, and I'm at one of the world's most beautiful gardens. I'm in a microclimate actually in Europe, and you will see as you come down with me the incredible diversity and the incredible things that grow over here, which is hard to believe because the place is actually looking like a jungle. It feels like I'm in the Amazon, but I'm actually in Europe. So come along and let's see some things. I have to be careful because the paths are kind of abrupt, and I have to be careful as I'm holding the selfie thing not to fall and hit myself. So, among the many wonderful things that grow here, I'm going to take a few minutes to show you two of the most important ones, one of which you actually know very well yourself. And have you ever thought of where cork comes from? You know, the cork that you put in the bottle of wine to seal it. Well, it comes from an oak. And right here, this is a place where this oak grows all over the place. First of all, I will show you the aspect of the oak. It's these things, these kind of witches' hands, bizarre, perturbed kind of branches that you see up there. But now we're gonna go very close, and you're gonna see what this oak looks like, and you'll understand how come it's an actual oak. So here it is. This is the oak, and as you can see, it's the trunk of the tree of this oak is covered by this material that's very, very soft, and this is what they chop off to make the corks in your bottle. So there you know. And so I am in Portugal right now, which is a major wine producing country, and a lot of the cork around the world comes from this oak that are harvested mostly sustainably, I assume by now, from these kind of oaks. The other thing I want to show you, and we have to go down over there to see a good species and be actually to fit both myself and it in the camera, is one of the most astonishing types of ferns. This fern is positively Jurassic, and it's rare because it needs a particular kind of ecosystem to flourish. And it will remind you once I show you the film Jurassic Park, because that's the sort of things that dinosaurs. There we go. There's a leaf, but I'm going to show you a better view. That's what the dinosaurs were roaming around in the Jurassic era. So this is it. It is called the tree fern. So it's like a fern, like you're used to ferns, but it grows in the shape of a tree, and it can get very, very high. For this thing needs very specific conditions, including a lot of moisture to flourish. And that's what it finds in this particular microclimate here in southern Portugal, about an hour away from Lisbon. For those of you that are travelers, so this is what they look like, and I'll get closer. This is what the leaves look like. It's like a regular fern, but look at the size, okay? Look at the size compared to me. This is just enormous. Nothing to do with the regular fern. For those of you that are travelers, this area is called Sintra. It's a World Heritage Site listed by UNESCO, and it's an incredibly beautiful place that has been around and populated for thousands of years. And it happens to have a very important national park of Portugal, and also a bunch of palaces. These palaces were built by various very rich people from all over Europe that fell in love with this place, as I did. But unlike me, they built these palaces. So here we're in another grove, and we'll see the larger even tree ferns. Here they are. You can see the size, and you can see how tall they are, and they're all over the place. Of course, we don't just have trees and cork oaks here. We have all sorts of other plants, tropical, subtropical, northern tropical, roses, and everything else. I'm going to try to turn, I cannot turn the camera around, unfortunately, but I will show you what happens when so this used to be a private garden with a palace around. It has, along with the paths, it has little stone benches all over the place for people to sit. And as you can see over there's a place where the jungle ends, and we end up having a more European style garden with lawns and rose bushes and other things for people to walk around when they don't feel like hiking in this jungly terrain. Other trees that I will show you two more trees. that exemplify the tremendous biodiversity here. One of them is the plane tree. It's an enormous tree that likes water. You can see it right over here, and you can see how high we're going up. This is a European tree. It grows mostly in temperate Europe, and it's something, and in the United States, of course, it grows around the world, and it's a tree that needs to be near a lot of water. The trunk of these trees looks like army fatigue camouflage pants. So this is the way some of you may already know it. It's a tree also that's grown in cities, the plane tree, Plane. But many people are allergic to it, to its flowers, to its pollen, and that's why in many countries they have started to cut them down because people suffer in the spring. It's sad, but true. The other thing that we're gonna see here, the last one that is very impressive, because to have the plane tree growing next to that is truly unique, is a banyan tree. This is the type of tree that you may be familiar for trips to the jungle or in Thailand or any of the kind of Asiatic countries that drops roots from the branches. So let's look at the main trunk. This is the main trunk, and you can see how there's all kinds of spaghetti parts as part of the trunk. What really goes on is the various branches up there of the trunk, after a certain point, they drop roots from the top. And once the root hits the ground, these roots they grab the ground, they start sucking water up, and the root becomes bigger and bigger. I will try to show you examples of this. Here we are. There you go. So this is a branch up there, and there you go. This particular one, this one used to be something like this, a small root that comes down. This will keep growing. As soon as it hits the ground and senses the soil, it will start getting thicker, and then eventually it'll be thick like this. You see, it's already grabbed, and it's very, very strong, and then it gets thicker like this, and then it becomes like a thick part of the trunk of the tree. But these things can also grow far away from the tree. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can see it here. You can see many of them dropping down all over the place, and maybe even more clearly you can see them here. All these things are roots coming out of the branches. So unlike normal trees, you have the branches with the ability to create their own roots to take advantage of moisture all around the tree. Now we've arrived to a kind of building that's here. It's actually, the tree is growing on it, and it's integrated with the tree. You can see all over it here. You don't even know what is tree and what is building anymore. This was probably what they called a folly in those days. In those days, when they had beautiful gardens, they would build in various styles. And look at the style here, some kind of Gothic style. So they would build these little places, because as they walk around here, as I do now, they would like to stop somewhere to take refuge from the sun or from the rain. And they were always beautiful, these places. We're gonna walk in and check out how nice it looks. The roof has collapsed clearly, but we still see the walls, the beautiful open window here, and there are some plants growing on inside. So right now it's kind of a ruin. Let's see. You can see the banyan tree. It's called banyan, and you can see the banyan tree very clearly here, with the roots coming down from the branches. And it has colonized the building. You can see here as well how it colonized the building. And there is a point where you worry that the tree will actually choke and drop the building, destroy the building. Because look here, for example, what's going on. They're right here inside the building. There's another point, however, that can be that the tree becomes so dominant that it actually holds the walls from falling down. You can see over there what I'm talking about, where the tree actually looks like it's growing out of the wall. And we're talking about a massive tree right over here. The lighting is difficult for this video because we have strong sun and shadow. So some of the things maybe you see well, some not so well. Let me know in the comments if you don't see well. Anyway, this is the end of this part of our tour. There's a Bromeliad here. Check this out. It's a beautiful flower. They grow all over the place. There it is. That's a Bromeliad, and it grows wild in this particular garden. I'm gonna try to make some more videos of this magnificent garden later, but I'm gonna stop this one right here. And thank you for watching. And for all things that have to do with gardening, with food, and with traveling, subscribe please to my channel, Noma Dimitri, where you are right now. Take care and happy travels.